Welcome to the Third Eye Trio. This is Mona Me, and I am here to deliver your message, your reading. So I've done a reading for I'm gonna call them I'm gonna put his picture up, so I might as well just say for P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. I think he called himself the Love. But I done a earlier this year. I did a when the I think when Cassie first came out with her video. I mean, not with her video, but when she came out with her lawsuit. I did a reading for P. Diddy, but I had no intentions of posting it. But I just kind of wanted to know for myself, and if I can find that video. I delete videos from my device in order to make room for new videos. So I didn't post it, but I did do a video. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. What I got from that video was that he was not worried at that time of any jail time and or any prosecution at that time. He was not worried. It ruffled his feathers. He was more concerned, I believe, I'm trying to think back, that he was probably more concerned of how people would see him than he was of prosecution or doing time. And I'm going to tell you why I think he was in that position. I think he felt that way because, there is a lot to unpack. There is a lot of secrets that have not been told. And there are a lot of people who don't want the full story out. And I'm convinced that when he was, when he paid that money off to keep it hush-hush, he thought that that was going to be private. And I don't think he was the only person who paid. I think there were a lot of people that he was able to call upon to get money to pay off whatever the undisclosed amount was for Cassie. Because even though he had it, she knew he could get it. Because I think she knows a lot more. Of course she knows. Of course she knows. And of course, a lot of people that surround him know a lot of things that are behind closed doors. Now, here's the thing. Whether they're gonna make this public or not, I don't know if this will still reach the actual courts. Okay, the people that this will affect are people who don't want it to be public. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that. Because long before now, there was a lot of smoke some flames, even fires about Diddy. But nobody ever came out with anything. You know, as far back as Jenny from the Block, I remember looking at an interview from her with the fact that she, I don't know if she said it or whether it was just reported, and that he would lock her up in a room. I won't say it was jail time or anything, but this is one of the reasons that she kind of excused herself from this relationship, because he would lock her up in a room where she wasn't able to come out, and he would be elsewhere in the house and partying. And you know, I can remember it being reported that she would cry, and she, you know, this wasn't the relationship she wanted to be in. So I don't know if this is new. Now, granted, most of the stars that this whole fallout will affect, I am probably a fan on some level. And, you know, not that whether they are the victims or there are co-conspirators, I'm a fan. Would I say I'm a fan? You know, I like their work. Let me put it that way. So it's, you know, a lot of people want to keep this hush-hush. A lot of people don't want this to be a trial. This being made public, the whole ordeal, and it's not going to be good for a lot of people. Let's put it that way. You know, people with families, people with careers, public careers. This is not going to be good. Now, so a lot of people want to keep this hush-hush. A lot of people don't want the whole story to be told for embarrassment or you name it. You know, I don't know if they will lose their careers unless they kind of lose their why was I looking at that? Some of these people are just loyal to him still, and it's kind of that Stockholm Syndrome. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. A lot. Woo. This is not even an easy reading to do. I felt antsy doing this video. You know, doing the reading. I felt very antsy. And I could tell you, even with doing the cards, I am being guided to shuffle. And I don't know if it's that I don't want to get started. You know, I've told you before in previous videos, you don't need a deck of cards to do a reading. Things can be channeled through you. And, you know, the cards are merely for confirmation of what you're feeling, or what's being impressed upon you, or the message that you're supposed to deliver. The cards are just being clarification. And you know, I am getting from him, as a child, he was he had some things he should have or needed to address as a child that were never addressed. So that is neither here nor there, but just remember, hurt people hurt people. And I could tell you this, and what happened to this card? Oh, I just don't see that helping. Well, it might be. I tell you, with that loyalty card and that card of, well, I guess it does, because that card was a 6 of Wands, but it was damaged. Let's see if I can find it quickly. And I was told to turn that card over. So you do kind of need to see if I can come across it again. I'm not going to search for it, but if I do see it, I'll pull it over. And that may be, okay, there it is. So I was supposed to show you this card. This is the 6 of Wands. So even though, okay, that may be the message. He got public recognition for the things that he did, and this has been very recent, where he received the key to the city. He has supplied a lot of people with his activities. That's why he was very confident that the outcome of this whole ordeal he would be triumphant. But, and yes, it's the answer there. So that was the underlying energy. But let me tell you something else about this card. I see now that this card, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it is like it's been crumbled, and there's no way that I can see that this card should be bent or crumpled. I don't put them in a card dealer or anything where it could have gotten trapped, or there's nothing here to trap it to crumple this card. But this card looks like, if you can see the indentations, it's been as though it's been balled up, and I was drawn to use this deck. So this is gonna be the underlying energy because it's most appropriate. See, and listen, it says, as a tough battle, you have come out on top. And that was then. And that you've come out on top and are very publicly being recognized for it. He was recognized for the services that he provided to that city, whether publicly or privately. He provided a service. Those things weren't necessarily good things, but they were things that he provided to a lot of people. This is a great motivation booster for you to keep continuing with what you're doing. Them giving him the key to the city was not a good thing. However, remember not to let it get to your head and turn into arrogance. That's where he faltered. You know, number one, there were people who participated in his services that were not willing participants. So therefore it became a crime. But when he had people like the city and people like the industry, wanting to be connected with him, wanting to be wanting to receive some of those services that he provided, when you have those people, rah rah, hooray, hoorah, yahoo in you, what you're going to end up doing is it gets to your head, and you feel like you're the untouchable. He's had powerful, very powerful, and the card that came out before was loyal. Powerful, loyal people that were in his corner. And so he felt he was the untouchable. And they made him think that he was untouchable. That's why he kept all of the footage. And the footage was probably for unclean reasons, but it was for evidence and proof. And it was a hush tactic in order to make people loyal, because here there were people, there was public recognition, meaning everybody knew what the Diddy service was. Everybody knew. And so it kind of, take me back to how I felt about, and I hate to bring this one up because I was truly a fan, and not to say that I'm no longer a fan of his art, but, if though he was proven guilty, I don't always believe that's the case. But if he was guilty of what he did, it's not acceptable. Not Diddy, but Mr. I'm going to say Mr. Huxtable. If he was guilty of the things that he did, so be it. But here's the thing about this industry. It really about any industry, about just human nature, people. If you are celebrated for what you do by some, by the big wigs in the industry, you're going to continue to do it. Because, when you get that arrogance, the big head about what you're doing, whether, it taints your judgment. And I'm not saying that he's not always done whatever he's being accused of, but it taints your judgment. The more and more you get away with it, the more and more you become more and more arrogant, and you think that you are untouchable for it. The more power players, or the power balls you stuff in your pocket, the more powerful you think you are. But I can tell you, he does not necessarily, and this is the impression, and nothing that I'm saying law, but you have to understand that, and I tell you, somebody just walked into my place, and it made me nervous. That's what he's feeling. He's got a sense of jumpiness where I don't think he had that before. Because people have been talking. The streets have been talking for years and years, and I'm not truly even in that hip hop scene. I like musics of all types, so I will listen to certain music, but I can't really say that I'm in that hip hop scene enough to be so invested. But I can tell you, I've heard things, and I've seen things, and I my heart went out to the members of making the band, the first season, the second season. It was that's when the antennas should have gone up for a lot of people. And even he had another show. But if you go back and you look at those shows, and you look at how he loses it, and you look at how he responds to certain participants on the show, there was a level of creepiness, and I couldn't have been the only one who saw that. So he has now, he's now a little jumpy. He's now a little antsy because, I don't know. I think it's just recently he may be having a case today, and I don't know the outcome of that case, but that the outcome of the case is trying to appeal, trying to get a bond to be released. So here's the thing. I think this is the first time in a lot of years, and that he really thinks that this could be the moment that he gets a dose of reality. But it's not his fault alone. It's everybody's fault that's allowed him to think. Or I don't want to say, because there have been people who have suffered from going to public. There are quite a few people who've suffered from going to public. Now here's the thing, and I tell you, I do not want to. I don't want to channel. I am seeing Kim Porter, and I do not. Nope. I do not want to channel her. I don't. I don't want to channel her. I don't. Because let me tell you, I can't do it. She was tired. And I don't even think they were together anymore. But she was tired. She was exhausted. She endured a lot. He wanted control even when they weren't together. He wanted control when they weren't together. He was... I wouldn't even want to put this on the Victor Newman character, but he was kind of like, she knew about a lot of stuff. She had a lot of secrets that she kept tight-lipped about. Oh, guys, she knew about bank failure. I'm thinking there may have been some bankruptcies in the beginning with him. Of course, there was some. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting here. So she knew he slept around. She knew he was a free for all, and maybe that's quote unquote the freak offs. And she knew. I'm gonna read the card and you derive at it because I want to be very careful. Because I don't need to have my channel stricken for this. There was a lot of sleeping around. A lot, what is this? A hot free for all and sleeps with your man. I think she found out about his promiscuity, but this bank failure, he did this for the money. He did this for the money. Somebody, maybe initially, maybe that's what he did, but because she knew, okay, she has children, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm just gonna put it this way. Her experiences were a lot like Cassie's, as reported by Cassie. She was a beautiful woman, and he still did the things that he did. Did she bail him out? I'm getting that she bailed him out because at one point she had money that he didn't have. She bailed him out. But because she didn't like the program, she was seen as a hater. And I think he had people thinking that she hated all of the people that he connected with, i.e. Cassie. So even though she, and I don't think that was true. I don't think it was true. But that's how, you know, he kind of, that was how he was able to minimize the things that she would try to say publicly, that she was a hater. And by this time he was very big, he was powerful in the industry, and so he made her look like a hater. Now I didn't know that much, but that's what he was trying to do, make her look like a hater. Yes, and it was not true because he was putting on a show. I don't want to stay in this energy long, and one day I may do a reading for Cassie. Yeah, he was putting on a show. And there was a pregnancy test. She was tired of the drama. I said that she was tired. She was tired of the drama. So I think when she there was a private relationship somewhere. And I think that's when that somebody possibly, and I've never read this, I've never heard this, but somebody that he was dealing with was possibly pregnant, and they were really unsure. But there was a pregnancy scare, and I think that was when, for her, that it was final with them. It was a private relationship. Now, I don't know if that was for her or for him, but he put on a show for the world to see. And she had to be very careful about this private relationship that she had. She was very depressed, and she just didn't want to hear it anymore. And I think she stayed in that relationship for her kids, for as long as she did. She stayed connected for the kids. I think he used the kids to keep her connected. But I think, the song by Faith Evans, I Was Gone Already. I'm wondering, was that song kind of her life? She was gone already. And I don't know how that song connects to her, but that's what I'm getting. She was gone already. And whether that meant she was dying inside because she could not cut the cord completely with him, he wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow it. And I hear her saying he wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow it. Though she really wanted to. And people wonder why people stay, and that's it. So I just kind of want to give you what energy he is currently in. This wasn't supposed to be a reading about her, but she did kind of hijack it. I guess she wanted somebody to know. And there's a book, or I wanted to do a yes, no to tell you whether that was true. And I'm seeing the Six of Wands, and it says yes. I think the book is true. Now, the script that's original, more than she gave copies of that to several people, and I don't know who those people are. What is the past energy for Mr. Combs or Diddy? He trusted some people. He had faith. I said that. He had faith in the money. Faith in the money. That's he's traumatized at this point. And he's suffering. He's going to suffer his karma. He will get his karma. But here's the thing. With whom will he get that karma? He's in the Nine of Swords energy. So he's truly traumatized at this point. Whether it's because I haven't seen anything about the outcome of this new hearing to get a bond to bail him out. But I don't know if it'll be successful. But it doesn't look good going in. Let me see. Will he be able to bond out? Eventually, yes. But he's gonna have to, okay, they have to be careful, because if he is successful, let me pull one more. He's at risk for running. And I think this is what the courts believe. In his mind, he can move forward and go and heal himself, moving on, disappear, but he's looking to move himself, and this is possibly he's choosing and doing some forward planning to moving himself to calmer waters, traveling overseas. Because see, right now he's feeling deflated. He's got nothing to lose. So what he might do, he might have a plan to try to pay some people to shut up. I hear the song, what is her name? Gwen Stefani, when she was with, I can't think of the group, but it was Hush Hush, Keep Your Voice Down. Voices carry. So he wants people to shut up. Just shut up and I'll take care of you. I'll fix it. Shut up. But these people aren't gonna shut up. But they're not going to be necessarily safe if they let them out. And he doesn't have to be in contact with them. He doesn't have to touch them, because he has people that still work for him. Some people that are loyal. And then I just saw that card, romance. He's romanced them, but I don't know if he knows what that is. As far as a true love connection. Yeah, he's gonna pay some people. He's gonna pay some people to be loyal. He's gonna pay for his comfort, and people are gonna pay for him. The people, the powers that be, the people that he felt that would protect him in the beginning may protect him, but he has a lot of anxiety here. But justice, the truth will come out. It's probably already out. The truth will come out, but he's very anxious about that. But I think he's gonna pay for silence. You see this Nine of Pentacles? He's gonna offer people kind of the same way he's done in the past with I think Shine just came out and he took the fall for him, not willingly, but you know, where he was willing to. He had, you know, Shine said that this was what he interviewed. In his interview, he said he came out and he provided witnesses that would corroborate his story and put him in jail. He did the time, but it was a reported payment for him taking the fall for him. And that's what I think he's going to do now. But I think when he does it now, just like he's gonna get the truth is going to come out, but it may be a paid truth. But he's going to forcefully convince people to for this paid truth. But they're going to do it. And these people, he has a lot of people in Eight of Swords. He has a lot of people in the Eight of Swords energy, and that's anxiety. He's got a lot of people on edge because of the footage. Now, a lot of stuff that we've seen on the internet, you know, there have been rumors, so people can Photoshop some things. So don't believe everything that you see. Don't necessarily believe everything, the audio and the visual. Sometimes they're not from the same situation. And this is what I'm getting. And then there's Photoshop, and this is why I don't like this AI or Photoshop or whatever, because what it does is it can put people in very compromising positions that they've never ever been in. It can tell the story for people. But will justice happen? Yes. But it looks like this Wheel of Fortune, you know, it goes both ways. The Wheel of Fortune can turn in your favor. It normally turns in the clockwise position. It can turn in your favor, but it can turn the other way. So if it's turning in your favor, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. So if it turns in his favor, then whoever's on the other side of that will lose. But if it's turning in the victim's favor, somebody on the other side of that has got to lose. If they win, he loses. If he wins, they lose. Here's the thing, though. And I'm not talking about the justice system per se, but his activity serviced a lot of people. Whenever you see what you're seeing, note that his activity serviced a lot of people. Now, what may happen for him, there, you know, and I remember when, I remember seeing people in photos with him partying with Diddy, not necessarily in the sense of the freak-offs or anything like that, but there were a lot of people partying with Diddy that I was trying to figure out, why are they at this party? You know, you had some really, but the more, this was before they were public figures, but they put themselves, you know, in higher positions. They positioned themselves in higher positions. And then you're thinking, what was he doing at that party? I.e., grab them by the hoo-ha. I've seen him in a picture partying with Diddy. I've seen, I couldn't understand what Dr. Ruth used to be at Diddy parties. So, did she leave 30 minutes before the devil walked in? Come on, people. So, I don't know. I don't know, but justice will be served, and what that actually means, I don't know. He's very anxious about it. You see, he has the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about an imprisonment in his head. So these are all mental cards. So mentally, he's not okay with this at this point. But the previous video that I did said he didn't have a care in the world. But I'm thinking those people that those big players that he had in his pocket, they're not showing up. They're not showing up, and they may be the ones who have moved on to calmer grounds. They are making the plans. They're making the plans to duck out, because they may need to. We got the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. This is all mental. But a lot of money talk is here too. The Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. This is about money. This is about money. Bottom line. And I think what I'm getting here is they're going to force some people to shut up. Shut up or disappear. And even if you shut up, you may disappear because they don't need you coming back to talk about it. So I say anybody that's involved with this, be careful. You move yourself to calmer grounds if you need to. But this is a very serious situation. And I think he really thinks that he has a chance for this because this reading is about Diddy. He thinks this is the moon. There's still, I first saw this as the sun. There's some anxiety, there's a lot of deception, but people don't understand there's a lot that we don't know about this industry. There's a lot that we don't know about this industry, and because there are a lot of they're naming the people. Actors, politicians, preachers, inspirational speakers, athletes, performers. And I was asking, who are these people that he has in his pocket? Those are the people that he has in his pocket. But that's what's hidden. That's what you don't see. And those are the things that can hurt him or help him turn this into his favor. They are the ones who are being fearful and stressed and feeling overwhelmed. But as long as he has them thinking that they're being traumatized also. Now, like I said, these people don't necessarily, so there's going to be justice, but I'm thinking it's going to be justice for them. But even what comes with that justice for the quote-unquote victims, but they weren't necessarily, they were participants. But once once you are a participant and it's recorded, and you got a family at home, you have to continue to be a participant because he's got footage. And he has been in that, and I don't know what I'm talking about. High Priestess, I know what I'm talking about. This is the right insight. Once he has you on footage, on film, he's got you. So even at their expense, because even if you're a victim and you're not showing up to put him behind what the doors that he is supposed to be behind, you become the predator if you're a continued participant. You know, it was ha ha he he. That's a lot of fun until the popo comes to collect you and him. And I'm gonna go out on a limb to say that I believe that a lot of what he was, the reason they held out so long, because they knew about it. You know, with some of the things that are coming out, and for Cassie to have to come out with the civil suit, after I'm sure she probably brought initially a criminal suit case against him. I don't know if she did, but the fact that she, you know, had to come out with a civil suit, and people judge that. I'm gonna say that, mind your business. You know, you get him where you can, if that's what he did to you. And we know he did that because we saw the video footage. But a lot of people knew. A lot of people knew, and it's gonna surprise you, the public, the fans, at the people who knew and said nothing. There were people who said something but really couldn't do anything. But even when there were reports of the hotel getting rid of the footage, him buying the footage, the hotel footage. So, you know, people were afraid and fearful because they knew what he was capable of. And he made things happen. So, I applaud the people who are coming out now to say and collaborate some of the stories of those people, because it's I mean, you're the real heroes. You're the real heroes. But I tell you, he's gonna shut some people up because the money's still deep, and because of the footage, it's not just his pockets that the money is coming from. That's gonna be how he's going to be able to afford to shut people up. Now, that doesn't say that he will not be held accountable for the things that he's done, but it won't be like, he doesn't think it's going to be like, you know, the normal, the average Joe would have gotten. Because, you know, it's sad, you see, that money talks. Money talks. So I'm going to close this out. Oh, I was gonna say, do just one card to see if he is, this is not me, these are the cards. Will the wheel turn in his favor? Will he be triumphant in this? See, why does that come up again? You know, I'm thinking he is going to be triumphant. I mean, it may not be in other people's eyes, but he's got too many supporters. Not too many supporters. You can have 5 of these supporters that need that you actually need to get you off. That's funny that I'm saying that with him, to get you off. No pun, no pun intended. But there are going to be, and I said 5, so 5 may be significant here. But he can have, it may be, if he has a jury trial, it could be 5 people who refuse to give a guilty sentence. But I don't think his sentencing, or if he loses this, whether it's going to be as great as the crime. It won't fit the crime. Because if he's guilty, well, this came in reverse this time, but it's the same cards. So in reverse, fear of change, indecisiveness, restricted options, failed negotiations, lack of activity. So it may not be successful, but it'll be based on his choices. And part of it, the reason it won't be successful, because he won't be willing to change. It says failed negotiation, so there's a good chance he will not be successful. But it'll be based on his choices, not based on necessarily the legal system itself. It'll be based on, I'm getting this training day. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Him thinking he's bigger than the system, because what I'm getting here, and I'll just tell you that he's going to get to the point. This is the message I'm channeling. This is not from me. That he's gonna see a light at the end of the tunnel, and he's gonna fall back into that arrogance and think, that arrogance back here, and think that I got this beat. And it's gonna be his choices that he's gonna continue to want to do, and that's gonna be failed negotiations or whatever rules they set aside. He's gonna compromise those, and is going to, that's the only way, because the system has a lot on him, but he has a lot on the system. That's just how I'm gonna end it here, and we'll see in the future what happens. I'm closing this reading on P. Diddy. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to hear more of this, I'll look for the other video that I done earlier this year, that he was not thinking it was going to get to this, and he thought he was free and clear. I'll do that video, and then I'll post this one. I mean, if I can find that one, I'll post that one, but I'm going to post this one. And I think I am going to name this one, I ain't never scared. Because I think he still think he has enough power balls in his pocket. That concludes this. Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button just so you can know when the next video is uploaded.